I do want to. All right, so let's sort of transition from like Spider-Man video game, Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man the movies to actual TV shows and movies, video game
Oh,
properties.
I thought you were going to say actual spiders.
No, I'm not gonna say spider.
I'm just,
Well,
you
I will
know,
say
it
this:
is.
I'm not a fan of spiders. I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of spiders. I am not the biggest fan of spiders. I will say.
I don't think anybody really
When I
is a
was
fan of spiders. I mean, they could
when
tolerate
I,
them at
when I
best, I
was in,
think.
when I was in Atlantic City, and as soon as I opened my room door, I saw the littlest spider with the biggest legs. The daddy long legs. I almost went out. I almost hey, I need a new room. I need
Oh
a
my
new room.
god, it happens. It's
Listen,
fine.
I'm not a spider. Listen. I like
Uh huh.
spiders from
Uh huh.
afar. From afar. I'm not.
All right.
I'm
All
from
right.
afar. Okay.
So,
Listen. I'm all for Spider-Man, but I'm not a Spider-Man.
oh,
Okay.
you should have saw when I was down in Mexico. They weren't spiders, but they were like the biggest damn grasshoppers. They were like the size of your fist. They were huge. They just like hanging out on like the railings and all that. You're like, oh, okay.
Oh,
It was wild. I've never
you ever
seen them
see,
so
you ever
big.
see like a big mantis?
Yep.
Like it's like the size of your hand.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like that's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
crazy. Luckily, they're
Well,
friendly.
well, well, you want to talk about size of your hand? I mean, listen, you go to Australia, all their insects the size of your
Oh,
hand. Okay,
God.
like that's
Yeah, yeah.
you just come home and see a spider that's like twice the size of your hand just chilling on your ceiling. And you're like, what the? What
Yep.
the
Yep.
fuck?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm good. Not going. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I can visit Australia. Don't know if I can live there. But all right, let's talk about TV shows and movies. We know. We also know. Well, we know next year we're getting hopefully Spider-Man 2, right? We may get Death Stranding 2 next year. I mean, that was announced at the Game Awards. I mean, that could be possibility that it could come out next year as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be using the same engine. It's going to have the same characters, more or less. Some of them at
Different type
least.
of game, if you ask me. I think it'd be a different type of game, but
Oh, it will be. Yeah, 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 100%. I don't. It's definitely not going to be rebuilding the world yet again.
yeah, I mean, it looks like Kojima could be. Looks like he wants to bring that world to the big screen. He wants to make a Death Stranding movie.
Oh,
Right?
for sure.
And at
For
the same
sure.
time, this came out. Right, looks like Amazon has partnered with Sony to bring a God of War TV show.
Yep. 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 Horizon
This is
Zero
great.
Dawn is not far behind. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And they would do Spider-Man if they didn't already do Spider-Man, because that's
Well,
the
Spider-Man-
other one. That's the other one.
Spider-
You can't come out with another Spider-Man movie when you already have the cartoon Spider-Man series and the Spider-Man series and Spider-Man in the Marvel universe. It's
Well,
just not possible.
just as a side note, there were talks of Andrew Garfield, right? Doing
He was
another amazing Spider-Man, the third one.
right. Because they introduced spoilers for the people who aren't up on the MCU, but they introduced the multiverse by way of Doctor Strange to allow for alternate universes with all of the Spider-Men. So they're all like involved. So to do another Amazing Spider-Man movie works in this context, right? It won't really confuse people that much. You go, oh, well, they have a multiverse thing, so you can have multiple versions of these same characters.
Yeah.
I would see it. I would see it, because now there's kind of renewed interest in Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield version, and just Spider-Man in general, even like Tobey Maguire, because like they all came back, right? And it's like, oh yeah, maybe Andrew Garfield wasn't that bad of a Spider-Man, and I would totally see a third one.
No, I would too. I just,
Maybe he can fight Carnage.
Spider-Man, the last two Spider-Mans and Batman are like they're all British.
Well, yeah, it's true. That's true.
They're all British.
That's true.
Can't believe we got all these British. But anyway,
Yeah.
Death Stranding movie
Uh-huh.
and a God of War TV show are interesting to me because I know we got the Last of Us TV show that's coming out, right? And that sounds and looks awesome. I can't wait to watch that.
Oh, yeah. And that's the format it needs to be in. It's a long, slow burn. The game is. even though it's an action game, but there's a lot of narrative and dialogue, and the way all the characters interact together. That takes time, right? You got to really get to learn the characters, feel for them. So I like a multi-year series out of this, like 3-4 years maybe. I think they could tell the story of one in maybe like 1 and 2 in 4 years.
So we got that. We know we got the Halo series, right? And there talks about doing a Gears of War series, and we got the Mario. We got the Mario movie coming out next year. Right? Death Stranding is weird. Death Stranding's different to me because
it's very much a weird game. Yeah.
I think it could be. I think the nature of the first game can be an interesting movie.
For sure.
Like him trying to deliver something across this crazy terrain, and you got the aliens or monsters, whatever you want to call them, and then you got people that are trying to, sort of take his packages from him, and he's by himself. It's raining. He has a hood on. I don't know if Norman Reedus can actually play Norman Reedus.
Oh, no, you got to get everybody. Because they're
all yeah.
Yeah, well, they are all actors. They're all, well, Guillermo del Toro is weird because it's his Guillermo del Toro. Well, one of the characters is weird because it's like it's his voice with a different body.
Wait, but that's not his. Wait, really?
One of the characters is different. I think it may be Guillermo del Toro's character.
Well, you know what? Jeff Keighley. What if Jeff Keighley's in them? You think Jeff Keighley's going to be in the movie?
I mean, probably, and probably Conan O'Brien as a cameo appearance.
A cameo appearance. That would be cool.
I mean, I think you.
I think the plot though doesn't fit. They would have to change the plot.
Well, that's the whole point. That's the whole interesting thing about it. Otherwise, it's just like a post-apocalyptic delivery man running around.
You don't have to overhaul the plot, but tweak it a little to make it fit a movie. I mean, it's weird. The plot is weird and quirky, which makes sense for like a video game and the things you have to do in a video game. But like, I think.
Well, I mean, you can't have 3 hours of running around delivering medicine for the people in like Nebraska. You gotta mix it up a little bit, right? You do some long shots of him running over the mountains, and and then you get into like some like interactions with people, and I mean it's you have to reshape it for sure, but you gotta hit the story bits about his sister and like
the world. Right, like making the world connected. Like, is that something that you think would make a good movie plot?
100%.
Something different.
100%.
I think they have to change it.
Why? Well, then it's not Death Stranding. It's just Death Stranding in name only, and maybe some atmosphere. Right? Then I don't want to see it anymore because it's just. And Kojima's not going to let that happen. Kojima wants to. He loves movies. He's always made cinematic works in his video games, all the way back to like the original Metal Gear.
What if Kojima changes it to something else and makes it?
He wouldn't. It still has to retain the story of Death Stranding. You have to change it and take all the game elements out of it. Obviously, right? You gotta make it a movie about struggle and about. Trying to like bring the United States back together, but it's more than just that because there's all this other stuff going on, and then the story will slowly reveal itself as you start connecting connecting America together, and that's where all the cool stuff is, and then you get the big couple of twists at the end, and you're like, whoa, okay, that's otherwise I'm like,
Yeah, I guarantee you 100% they're gonna change the story. Somewhat.
But how are they? Are they gonna take out the craziest elements?
Take out the baby.
No, are you kidding me? The baby stays. The baby stays.
All right, you can only have one. You can only have one. You connect in America, or you take out the babies.
Oh my God! See, you want like post-apocalyptic action running around. I mean, that could be interesting, but that's not what Death Stranding is. It's different. It's
But what about God of War? Now, look, Amazon has greenlit God of War TV series. Now, God of War definitely is. Are you going to use the old God, the old Kratos that's going crazy, and trying to kill Zeus? Or are you going to use the new God of War, where he's sort of retired, trying to live a peaceful life, has a son, and fighting, different
Well,
which God of War we're going to.
he had a son in the first one who he killed. Spoilers, but he killed his whole family actually, which was weird. And then he got a new family.
I think all of that stuff would be like flashbacks. I don't think they would actually show that like in the first episode, but like.
Oh well, it happened. It happened pretty late in the game actually, where that whole thing went down. You were in a house and your family was there.
Who would play? Who would play Kratos? It can't be Christopher Judd. He doesn't have, his voice definitely fits, but I don't think the look fits what Kratos.
He'd have to be in. You have to be in Grayface. Is that allowable?
Yes, I think it is allowable for Christopher Judd, but but I don't think he has the look.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know if he's in like physical shape to handle that part too. I mean,
he did do the mocap for the new one.
Yeah,
but
no, he did the mocap, doing the mocap and actually doing it on set.
Well, I mean, you would have a stunt double in there, right? For all the intense scenes.
As much as I love Kratos, I don't want The Rock to play him. I love The Rock, but ain't the role for him.
No. It's definitely not. Definitely.
He has the physique and he has the look, but it's not.
Kind of has the look, yeah.
He doesn't have the voice.
I'd say like give it to like Chris Hemsworth. He doesn't want to be Thor anymore. Let him do something else. Shave his head.
Yes, he does. He wants another Thor movie, but different. He wants a different style of Thor movie. He wants a more serious Thor movie.
Oh, I last that I didn't think he wanted to do it anymore. Maybe that's not true.
Yeah, no. Last thing I heard was he wanted to do a different type of Thor movie, more of a serious one.
Right.
So
yeah, okay. Well, I mean, what are your thoughts on them turning Sony turning all their properties into different mediums?
It makes sense. Well,
right?
It's not just Sony either. It's Sony. It's again, we got Nintendo with the
they got Mario. They got the one.
Yeah, we got Xbox. We have the Halo series on Paramount, which I don't subscribe to Paramount.
They have the one. Yeah,
I wish it was on Netflix or something else so I could watch it.
Right.
I
mean, you could always download it. You can always find a way to get it. But.
They got the Gears. The Gears TV show that they wanted.
They should do Gears. I think Gears would be good.
Batista wants to play or wants to be in it somehow.
Oh,
he loves Gears, and
he was in 5. He's got to be in. He's got to be in the new one.
DLC in 5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes sense, and it's the right time to do those things. Not like the early '90s when we had terrible adaptations of.
Well, they didn't have the CG wasn't there. Special effects weren't there, and nobody knew how to write or translate a video game into a movie. They took all the things that didn't necessarily really matter, and they're like, "Oh, we got to hit this thing. We got to hit this thing for the fans, and we got to do this." And it's just no, you're missing the point of how to make this into this thing.
I mean, well, also remember the people making them back in those days. We're making them with like, hey, my kids play this, right? Like now, people are making them. Oh, I played this growing up. I'm playing it now, so I have a better understanding of the medium, of the story,
right?
And this is what I do for a living. I can give it justice, right?
Like Henry Cavill, right? He played the Witcher games, read all the books, loves the lore. And he made that TV show. Henry Cavill was the best part of The Witcher.
Right? He was, and now I'm not going to watch it because he's not going to be.
It's going to have the younger Hemsworth brother Liam in there. So we'll see how. No,
I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot. See if it's good, but it's not going to be the same without Henry. The Uncharted movie, right? That was it. It was good. It wasn't bad at all. It wasn't. It was. I would give it a 7. Right. The Mortal Kombat movie that came out like in 2021 last year.
Yeah.
That movie was good. It wasn't bad at all. I would give that movie a 7. I mean, the best movie adaptation from a video game, it's still the original Mortal Kombat till this day. If you
That's
ask
up
me.
there. That's up there.
Street Fighter, cult classic, still not arguably it's a bad movie, but it's a cult classic. Mortal Kombat, the original one, Van Damme should have actually starred in it.
Oh well, I mean,
they wanted him to.
I know.
His
You
mistake.
know, Dan, I'm gonna have to regretfully disagree with you because you're forgetting the pinnacle of video game movies, the 2004 classic House of the Dead, directed by one Uwe Boll, where they spliced in scenes from the video game with the zombies running up and slashing at the screen. And if you watch the director commentary, because we did at the time, there was talk of making it a first-person movie. Oh. Now that is a peak cinema, Dan. All right, it's on the AFI Top 100. It's a good movie.
No. I could beat that. Speaking of The Rock, he did Doom.
He did do Doom.
Back in 2004, 2005, right?
Yeah, 2005, 2006.
They had at the end of that movie, they had an actual first person scene where the
That's
protagonist
right, they did.
killing all the monsters.
Yep.
All right, so that's good cinema right there for you, buddy. Or if you want to put the third one in here, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I haven't seen that with what's his name? Yeah.
Trust me, you haven't. Trust me, you played the games, right? Well, you didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything special.
No, I didn't. No. And the weird like Animus thing was like, I don't know. They tried to make it too Matrixy. I was like, the Animus is just a chair, and you just jack into it. That's it. You know.
No. They made the Animus jack him in and swing him all around.
Yeah, it was a weird like Matrix simulation, like combat training or something. It's stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well,